identification number. It may be your social security number, or it may be any other customer ID that might have been given to you by this organization. Based on that, they will bring out your customer profile from one customer profile app or an application. There are no apps during those days. It was an application. Now, once that is out, they have to look for your insurance policies code. Okay, what is the code? Okay, so this guy has to look at your unique identifier from the customer profile and then key that in the insurance application system, which is a second application. So he got to switch the screen to the second application, bring out your insurance details, then take the insurance code, then put it in the third system, which is the insurance premium calculator. Once the premium is calculated over there, it gives out a unique identification number once again that has to be keyed in with the insurance policy, and then he has to type in a number saying that, okay, this guy called me on this day. When I keyed in, this is the amount that has been done. So it's all manual process. And then they used to tell the call center representative, used to tell the customer that you got to pay X amount of dollars for your renewal. Now, this used to take at least 7 minutes or 8 minutes. Now, Thomas Siebel wanted to reduce this time, so he came up with a nice system known as Siebel. And he presented this system in front of Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle. But for some reason, Larry Ellison did not buy in the argument. So Thomas Siebel moved out of Oracle, and he started his own organization called Siebel Systems and launched the first ever CRM product known as Siebel Call Center. So the Siebel Call Center is an on-premise application. So you got to buy the CDs of Siebel CRM and then install it on your machines, and then have a setup that is required. Supporting hardware and software has to be available with you. So all these things have to be taken care, and then the call center representatives used to speak. Okay, so now the call center representatives used to speak now with Siebel Call Center. So they used to enter the details of the person in the Siebel Call Center, and then this application used to talk to 3 different systems, and then it used to pull out all the data into one single screen and present the data to the call center representative. So that was like a miracle or a magic to the people during those days. This was again way back in 1991, 92 kind of a time frame. So the average call time was around 6 to 9 minutes, has been drastically brought down to 2.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So as a result of this, the call center representatives' efficiency has been increased 3-fold. So Siebel has become an overnight hit. Siebel as a CRM software has become an overnight hit. And it was like that till 97, 98 kind of a time, where the .com boom started in the Silicon Valley. So there was another gentleman in Oracle itself who is very closely watching the growth of Siebel. And also at that point itself, Siebel has already reached its peak and it's slowly falling down. So this person has watched the peak of Siebel, and he has also seen the falling down of Siebel. The reasons for falling down have also been noted by this person, and his name is Mark Benioff. And he moved out of Oracle and he started his own organization in California, and called it as Salesforce.com. So the earlier name, the first few names of Salesforce was not Salesforce, it was Salesforce.com. It was Salesforce.com. So Salesforce.com is very popular these days. So it was there in 2000. So its popularity just did not come overnight. It took almost like 12 to 14 years for the people to believe that Salesforce is the CRM application which can support their business and also is secure enough to dare to put their data on the Salesforce cloud or on the Salesforce application. So the biggest reason why a lot of people in the beginning did not look at Salesforce or did not trust Salesforce is because Salesforce was being offered even at that point in time as a software as a service. So software as a service came in after a long time once the cloud kind of a systems have been introduced, but Salesforce has introduced this almost way back in 2002, 2003 timeframe, where Salesforce said, do everything. We will do everything. You don't need to do anything. You just upload your data. You just key in your data. You work. The processes will work in the background and take care of that entire thing. So that's what he was telling. But people were not really ready to believe that. Giving away data is very, very scary. So people never really bothered to look at Salesforce, but slowly, due to the changes in the technology, the data packet transmissions have become very secure. So you got VeriSign, you got PCI, you got a lot of security companies that had come into the picture, and they say, okay, you have your security, you install our security application here, and then we will ensure that your data is massaged in a way that and then it is massaged, and then it would be encrypted in such a way that nobody else except the same software installed on the other side will understand that. So that is where people started believing keeping the data on the cloud. And then also the encryptions have come, 128-bit encryption, secured socket layer encryptions. All these things have slowly started coming in. Okay. And then there was a big boom in the hardware market. There was a sudden boom in the hardware market. The memory, which was costing around let's say 128 MB of memory or 256 MB of memory, was costing around 5,000-6,000, has drastically come down to 600, 700 for 2-3 GB of data. So the amount of data that is being offered per dollar has gone, the amount of data that is being offered per dollar has gone up drastically. And the internet speeds have increased. Earlier, T1 line is supposed to be a very, very fast line, but now, right now in my house, I'm using a kind kind of 300 Mbps line, and a T1 line is like somewhere around 500 Mbps. So now the speeds are over 1 Gbps. The speeds are upload and download speeds are around 1 Gbps these days. So the data transmission has become very fast. So because of the reason where the data transmission was fast, the phishing and other data related security threats are slowly coming down. And then people definitely started believing in Salesforce, and then Salesforce at least started making profits maybe from around 2012-13 kind of a time frame. And now it is very much in profits, all thanks to this cloud now. So the cloud has come in, the concept of IaaS, DaaS, SaaS, PaaS, all these things have put Salesforce as the market leader in the software as a service offerings in terms of CRM software. And eventually, the one which started off this entire show, Siebel, got sold out to Oracle in the year 2006, and it has completely almost like it's a dead meat. It's a dead piece of meat now. So no, very few Middle East organizations are buying this, say, Siebel, but apart from that, nobody else are buying Siebel these days. Okay, so that's about why Salesforce. Now, what is Salesforce going to do for you? So Salesforce predominantly ensures three things. Okay, when I say customer relationship management, you need to manage the customer, you need to manage the customer data, all that is there. But first of all, to manage, you should have customers. How will you get customers? To get the customers, first of all, whatever may be the organization, that organization should do something so that when people think about buying something, they will remember this particular company. So the people should be made aware, okay? People should be made aware of the product. Let's say, for example, if I ask anybody, if you have to buy a laptop, what laptop will you buy? Then immediately people will say, I will buy a Dell or I'll buy a HP. Very few people will tell, I'll buy a Lenovo. The reason behind that is Dell and HP are in the commercial space as well as the public space. And most of the times, Dell and HP, they have their outlets where they sell the laptops, whereas Lenovo mostly concentrates on the corporates. So most of the companies, majority of the companies, whatever companies you take, you only see Lenovo laptops over there. So the Lenovo's market, it concentrates mostly on those corporates, whereas Dell, HP concentrates even on private customers also. That's why you see big full-page ads from HP, you will see full-page ads from Dell, but you very rarely see full-page ads from Lenovo. So if you want to buy a laptop, Dell is the first option. Then second option, it used to be HP. Earlier, there used to be Sony Vaio is there. And then based on the brand, people used to buy the Sony Vaio laptops also. But again, the first rank was always with them, because people are made aware of that particular product so much. Okay, people were made aware of that product so much that that people got that registered in their mind. So how do you make that happen? You have to make that happen by marketing. And then when I say marketing will only ensure that people will be made aware, that there is a company which is having these products. So people might be interested in the product, but the sales team or the sales application is responsible for actually converting interested people into customers, which is not an easy job again. But nevertheless, the sales application is pretty good in getting those things done. Then when you buy something, definitely one day or the other, you will have some problem with it. When you have some problem with the product, what you need to do, you need to ensure that the right service at the right time has to be associated with it. So for that, there is a service application that is also provided to you by Salesforce. So Salesforce provides you 3 applications. Salesforce provides you 3 applications. One is marketing, sales, and service. Now, when you have marketing, sales, and service, the marketing, sales, and service, these applications come at a license. So you got to buy the license for marketing, you got to buy the license for sales, you got to buy the license for service. And companies will be using these 3 applications. Now, the big question over here is, what are you supposed to learn? So you're not going to learn any marketing. Neither you're going to learn marketing, nor you're going to learn sales, nor you're going to learn service. You are going to learn how to modify this marketing, sales, and service applications. So there is a backend for Salesforce, which is the place where you will be doing all the administrative activities that will reflect in your marketing, sales, and service applications. So you will learn those admin activities. Now, sometimes there may be a requirement from the organization asking, hey, can you create a new field where I can capture the anniversary of the particular person. That particular anniversary field is not there, so they wanted to capture this anniversary. It is very simple. Now, suddenly there may be a requirement which comes up saying that, okay, so we don't have a claim settlement process right now. We would like to create a new screen for claim settlement and a new logic for settling the claim or for evaluating the claim and recommending the settlement to the external party. Now, this is something which you cannot achieve directly. So you got to write a code. You got to write the code for looking at the claim settlement logic. And then you should integrate, the integration should happen. Then you should also expose this on the user interface. So how do you expose this on the user interface? You should know the front end part of it. So Salesforce logic extension is done by a language called Apex. Okay, so you will use a language called Apex to extend the Salesforce logic. Now the front end can be of two types. If it is a normal user interface, then you can go with the Visual Force. And if it is a dynamic user interface, then you have to go with Lightning. Okay, so Apex, Visual Force, Lightning, these are the three tools that are required for you to extend the Salesforce application programmatically. So extending the Salesforce application programmatically is called customization. So what is, and then just adding the fields, creating a new application without any code. If you are trying to do some modifications by using the features that are provided to you by Salesforce, then it is called configuration. So configuration is a zero code activity. Okay, configuration is zero code activity. Nothing will be coding over there. So what is that you're going to learn will be, you will be learning configuration plus customization. These are the two things that you have to learn. These are the two things that you have to learn. Okay, configuration and customization. These are the two things. Okay, so now this configuration plus customization will help you to clear 3 examinations. The first exam is Salesforce Administrator exam. The second one is Salesforce Platform Developer one. And there is another ancillary exam, which you can call it as Salesforce Platform App Builder. Salesforce Platform App Builder. Okay, these are the 3 examinations that you can write. So we will be covering this as well as this as a part of the Salesforce classes. All right, and prepare you for these 3 examinations. That's what we are going to do. Any questions over here, guys? I'll leave the floor open for your questions. Please go ahead. Any questions? Okay, if you have no questions, then probably I will hand over this control to the Intellipaat team to take this forward. So who is going to take it from Intellipaat? Hello? Pushkar, if you are speaking, we are not able to hear you.
Mr. Pushkar has joined, so he would be taking it further from here. So
Okay,
I hope your audio
so
has came now. He would start. Yeah.
okay, sure. So I'll first of all, thanks for that session. I'll just give you a quick overview as in regarding Salesforce. How are we going to help you out in the same particular curriculum, right? As in what is the features and what is the type of a training that we are providing. First of all, to all the learners who are already in the webinar, going through the lectures. So first of all, we will be having instructors, as you already know. That was a very deep discussion considering to now. Now see, obviously as he told you, strictly for Indian domain, Salesforce, like the main core for specific domain, right? Developer part is very common. So obviously, admin, app builder, and developer. There's a common training, and we also tutoring for that has been created so that you guys can actually take full benefit of this course. And along with that, obviously, if I'm talking about the current 70 hours, the pace that we move ahead with that is close to 6 hours per week. Okay, 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday, 6 hours per week will be covering. The timings will be evening 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. each. So that is the pace, that is the standard we move. Okay, so and 8 p.m. pace that in total to cover these 70 hours by the pace of 6 hours per week will take some 3 week time. But in those 3 months, they're close to 3 months. Of those 3 months, we are going to completely prepare you from the very scratch till the very end throughout the whole particular Salesforce developer programs. You'll base live problems and case studies, exercises for your hands-on experiences and everything. In total, you'll be spending somewhere close to 80 hours exclusively on that. Now, these 80 hours are going to be actually these 80 hours are actually average number of hours. It depends on your own pace, right? If you're a bit faster with the project works, you can finish them up quicker as well. These are not 40 hours of pace for your own reference in the live classes itself. Along with that, talking about the certification part. Now, see, after you're done the training, you'll be having an MCQ-based examination, and you'll have to score an aggregate of around 60%. After successful completion of that, are obviously going to provide you the certification. The certification that Intellipaat provides, it is something that will be valid for lifetime as well as worldwide, because we're not only working in India, we're working in 18 plus countries right now. Right. Apart from that, obviously, we are going to help you out in job assistance as well. As in, it's a three-part procedure how we go through it. Very firstly, we'll be helping you out to build a LinkedIn profile and your resume as a Salesforce developer. Then we'll be taking your mock interview so that you're having a basic idea how the real life interview is going to be like. And finally, we're going to update your profile onto our own job portal. Now, we are having a separate job portal specifically for our own learners. That is jobs.intellipaat.com. Okay, we are basically in this industry since 2011. It's been more than 10 years now and working in 18 plus countries. So we have made a lot of connections and a lot of collaborations with a huge amount of MNCs, right? Whenever any of these particular companies are having any kind of requirements, they simply update us onto our own job portal, where we are also updating the profiles of our learners as well. So that's how the internal mesh is working, and that's how we're able to fetch you guys with some good amount of job opportunities. Apart from that, obviously, you must be seeing there things like flexibility of scheduling, lifetime free upgradation, mentor support. Now, these are very crucial parts when you're going ahead with any kind of a live training batch, right? And to be very honest, we are very much proud that we are the only particular platform that are providing these kind of features. Considering if you're talking about lifetime free upgradation, also obviously the industry that we are in, we all are aware how volatile our IT industry is. Everything is going completely fine today, but just the next day if an update drops, things might change very drastically, right? Hello. Yeah, so things might change very drastically. I'm so sorry, there was some network disturbances in here. Okay, so along with that, now obviously when an update drops, so your organization or your particular what company might put a pressure on you to go ahead and get the same certification once again, right? Just with the update curriculum. So what might happen is that obviously you'll be stuck on a repetitive cycle where you're spending your time, your money, your energy again and again on the same very things. Obviously, to get out of that vicious cycle, we are providing this lifetime free upgradation, which means that no matter how many updates drop into the market, we are going to be the very first person. You're going to be the very first person who's going to be having the access of the update curriculums. As in, whenever an update drops, we are not going to ask you to buy our new particular courses. We'll simply be updating our own course and curriculum, and you will be having the free access to it for lifetime. So no matter how many updates drop, you're going to be the very first person without spending any extra penny, right? Apart from that, there's flexibility of scheduling as well. Now, see, obviously, we are very much aware and being very realistic that it's a 3 month long of a commitment that we are asking you, right, for each particular weekend. There might be some scenarios because of any particular reason you're not able to attend some classes, right? So if that happens, obviously, like like what we can help you with is that we can, first of all, if you're missing only one particular session, we can provide you the whole class recording onto your LMS within the next 24 hours. Not a problem at all. But if I'm talking about the worst to worst case scenario, supposedly if you're missing by any chance around 2 or 3 weeks of classes, considering any work or person related queries, right? So that happens. What simply can be done is that you can write us a mail. We can pull you out from your principal batch and we can basically insert you into the batch which is going on 2 or 3 weeks behind you. As you can see that we try to start batches every particular weekend only for two reasons. First of all, to support the flexibility of scheduling feature through which you won't be missing out on any topic, you won't be missing out on any content, right? The moment you have left, you can resume at the exact same point once again. Apart from that, also to keep the student count as minimal as possible, obviously to maintain the quality of the batches. So these was regarding the features. Apart from that, obviously you will be having 24/7 lifetime support and access. So whenever you feel like you're having a doubt or any kind of query, right, during the live classes, you can simply share your screen with the instructor. You can provide them the remote access to your keyboard and your mouse. They'll be helping you out right away. And when the live classes are not going on, so positively during the weekdays of time, right? If you're going ahead with the weekend batch, so during the weekdays of time, might be you must be going with the project works, or might be you must be doing self-study. And around that time, if you're stuck again. So what simply can be done is that you can simply connect to a technical support team. We'll be assigning you one. The moment you feel like you're having a doubt, whether it be around 3 o'clock in the night or 4 o'clock in the morning, time you can simply connect to them. They'll be getting back to you as soon as possible. In worst to worst case scenarios, if the problem is still persisting, we can even go ahead and arrange a specific one-on-one doubt clearing session with the instructor themselves. Okay, so that is how it is going to be like, and it is a complete end-to-end program that we are providing you from the very basic till the very end. As like you don't need to have any kind of prerequisite knowledge before starting with this particular course, right? So that is something that obviously we provide, and I think so. This the content also is mentioned completely on the website. So if you guys want, you can actually go through it. We see it's very clear. We will be starting from the Salesforce fundamentals, and if I'm talking about until when we are covering, so we'll be completely covering the Salesforce platform developer content as well until the deployment and debugging tool. Okay, so this was, I think so, all regarding the features that we are providing. So, and I would love if you guys are having any kind of questions or any kind of doubts, please let me know. I will do one thing, I'll unmute all of you. So if you guys are having any kind of doubts, queries, please let me know. I would love to help you out. Uh, I haven't got any kind of question right now, so I think so it's pretty clear to you guys. Still, I'll do one thing. I will details as in one thing. I will let you guys give me. I'll give you guys my details. If you are having any further doubts, any further queries, you guys can get back to me over here. Okay, give me a minute. So this is Pushkar. You're you're talking to. Apart from that, this is my email ID. If you guys want, you guys can actually take a screenshot and connect back to me later whenever you want to proceed with the same. Because see, obviously the website price on the website price mentioned, right? If you can see over here, a minute. Yeah. So the website price mentioned is actually 38,019 rupees. There'll be extra 18% GST as well. If I'm including the GST part, the pricings might go up to somewhere around 44,000. Okay. But obviously, if you guys can connect back to us and if you're actually enrolling, we are going ahead with some on-spot registration discounts as well. So we can for sure help you out in the same particular concern, right? These are my details. If you guys want, you can take a screenshot and get back to me later. And I think so that is all from my end. So thank you.